address another DOJ-related matter before this committee. On October 28, 2015, you appeared before this committee for an oversight hearing. And during that hearing, I noted that FBI Director Comey confirmed that the FBI was investigating criminal allegations within the Department of Veterans Affairs related to the manipulation of wait times. I asked a series of questions regarding DOJ's role and activity in subsequent to the FBI referral. I note that none of these questions would have necessitated answers that would compromise active investigations. If you recall, you were unable to provide those answers during the hearing. However, you twice committed to have DOJ's Office of Legislative Affairs provide information to my office. Subsequently, your staff inquired whether they could provide those answers through an informal phone call rather than official questions for the record. And the promise from your staff was that the answers would be quicker and provide more substantive information. And I agreed because I am more concerned with getting real answers so we can ensure that our veterans receive the care that they have earned. After 6 weeks, that informal phone call took place. Citing ethical and privacy concerns, your staff refused to answer many of those questions, quite the opposite of the promise that an informal call would be more substantive. I can only assume that your staff intentionally induced my office to participate in this informal call to avoid answering these questions, thus obstructing legitimate congressional oversight beyond the purview of the public. This is exactly the type of behavior that disgusts the American public. I attempt to inject transparency on a subject of immense public importance and then agreed to coordinate with the administration to get answers and develop solutions, only to be subject to partisan games. I sent a follow-up letter to you asking for an in-person meeting with an official who could provide these answers. I received a response that stated that the DOJ, and I quote, provided you with information as appropriate and consistent with the department's law enforcement responsibilities, end quote. I want to clarify. I received no information whatsoever. So after 8 months, I will try again. Can you provide a status update regarding this investigation?
Well, certainly, Congresswoman, I can tell you that there has been at least one prosecution. I believe it was Southern District of Georgia. And there have been other matters that are under investigation that are not resolved yet, so we're not able to provide information about them. And certainly, again, if you would reach out again, we will attempt to provide whatever information we can. Where a matter is open, however, we are simply not going to be able to provide that information, but it is something that we take very seriously.
Of the case that was prosecuted, was that case a charge against the VA employee for manipulating wait times?
I will confirm that and get back to you.
Okay, and I would appreciate a response from you or your staff. And how many VA medical facilities are under active investigation for manipulating patient wait times, and when do you expect those investigations?
I missed the very first part of your question. I'm sorry.
How many VA medical facilities are under active investigation for manipulating patient wait times, and when do you expect those investigations to conclude?
I'm not able to give you a timetable for any of the open investigations. I don't have the number, and we'll see if we're able to provide you with some clarity on the number.
Yeah, I know, you should be able to provide clarity on a number, and that's where we were getting stonewalled. I mean, they wouldn't give us any information to my staff at all, and it's very frustrating. Okay, another question. How many cases has the DOJ declined to prosecute or press charges against VA employees for manipulating wait times?
I don't have that information. Again, we'd have to look into that.
Okay. Again, another question that could be answered because we're not asking specific private information of people. And can you provide the reasoning that the DOJ declined to pursue each of these cases?
Again,
those are the ones
that
you don't know.
So.
Okay. So I will look forward to having my answers from your staff, and I appreciate, and I yield back my time. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
The chair thanks the gentlewoman and expresses